Well, hi again, everybody, and we are back. Yes, it is time for the very first edition of Diamond Chat, brought to you by Dr. Karen Kramer, your hometown dentist in Grafton and Elyria. Tim Elkhorn with AM 930 WEOL, Sean Bennett from the Chronicle Telegram. You thought you had seen the last of us with the wrestling videos, but we're back, and between now and the end of the softball and baseball seasons, we'll be talking high school softball and high school baseball right here on Diamond Chat. And again, a huge thank you to Dr. Karen Kramer for sponsoring the show once again this spring.
Yeah, it's fun. It's my second favorite sport to cover in high school. You know, wrestling is my thing,
passion.
But I like softball a lot. We have some great teams. I think Lorain County might be one of the top counties in the state of Ohio as far as softball goes. So it's definitely a hotbed. We've got great teams, great players, great coaches. So I'm excited to get to it again.
And I know the CT's coverage is just outstanding as far as baseball and softball is concerned. And on the radio side, WEOL, proud to be the only local radio station that does baseball and softball games in the spring. Our coverage will start next week, so we'll talk about that a little bit later on during the videos. But certainly the season is underway. On the baseball side, most teams have gotten in 3 to 5 games. Some good starts. Wellington has come out of the blocks 4-1, a nice start for the Dukes down in Wellington. Keystone, always a strong baseball program. They're 3-1 on the year. Vermillion, another strong baseball program, also 3-1 on the season. So some good starts as far as Lorain County baseball. 2 teams still looking for that first win. North Ridgeville is 0-4 on the year, and Open Door is 0-2. But a lot of baseball still to be played. So it's good to see the guys out there, although they're a little bit cold. Man, there's been some frigid conditions to start things off.
Oh, I know. I've covered a couple of games. I've been to a couple of games as a spectator. It's definitely cold, but softball also about the same, 3 to 5 games for most teams. Obviously, 5 games for Amherst, who played 4 of them down in Florida. Always smart for those teams that use that spring break week to go down south and get some games in. It's kind of funny, though. They go down there all the way to Florida, and they play 4 Ohio teams. So, hey, everybody had the same idea. All the Ohio teams go down and get in the same tournament, and they play each other. But obviously, off to a great start with Coach Reichert and the Amherst Comets, 4-1. They came back and played Midview in their first game back in Ohio. A real nice, close, tight game. Those 2 teams have battled for the SWC title, split it last year, have been battling for that title for the last few years. So good start for them. Elyria off to a great start as expected. 3-0 with 41 wins in their first 3 games. So they're just dominating at the plate right now. And then, a couple other groups off to great starts. Keystone, obviously, coming off that state championship. Real two shutout wins to start the season as well. So, yeah, it's the haves are still having, as expected. And the one team that kind of surprised everybody, Brookside, was off to a 3-0 start. They lost to Keystone for their first loss of the season, but they only won 2 games last year, and they started off 3-0. So it's nice to see that they are off to a quick start as well.
All right. Well, one of the things that we did during the wrestling video that really seemed to get some great response was talk about top performances. So we're going to do that during our Diamond Chats as well. Talk about the top 3 performers on both the softball diamonds and the baseball diamonds. So we'll start things off on the softball side.
All right. So just kind of looking at some of the, just from the last few days, last week or so of the season. I'm going to start with Liz Allen from Clearview. This is from a game just recently. She went 3 for 4 with 4 RBIs, a run scored, a sacrifice fly, and 2 stolen bases in a 14-6 road victory over Lutheran West. She was also the pitcher and picked up the win in the pitcher circle, going 7 innings while giving up 5 earned runs on 8 hits, walking 3, and striking out 14. So great start on two-way strong start for Liz Allen at Clearview. My second player is Maggie Hoffman from Vermillion. 2 games last week, Hoffman went 2-0 with 14 strikeouts, 2 walks, and a 0.67 ERA. She also went 7 for 8, which is an .875 batting average with a double, 6 RBIs, a stolen base, and 2 walks at the plate. So obviously also kind of helping that team out in both pitching and at the plate. And then finally, Sydney Campbell, Keystone. No surprise to hear she's probably one of my top performers. Again, I say Keystone's played 2 games so far. She's thrown a pair of shutouts to start the season, allowing just 4 hits in those 2 games while striking out 29, walking 0.
Wow.
So right now she has 34 career shutouts. She's a senior, 34 career shutouts, and has increased her Lorain County record winning streak to 40 games. She has won 40 straight games.
That's remarkable. That is absolutely incredible. Softball numbers are always fun to hear because they're so gaudy.
Yes,
They're just gaudy numbers.
Absolutely.
All right, on the baseball side, top 3 performers. We're going to start off with a young man from Oberlin High School by the name of Jackson Shawm. Jackson Shawm set a Lorain County record with 20 strikeouts. Keep in mind, baseball, softball, 7 innings at the high school level. You can only get 21 outs. 20 of the 21 outs were via strikeout. That's a Lorain County record. And it also pitched Oberlin to a 1-0 win over Monroeville and snapped Oberlin's 31-game losing streak. You talk about Sidney Campbell's winning streak.
Yeah.
Jackson Shawm. That's a phenomenal performance. And according to the OHSAA, Jackson Shawm is just the 7th pitcher to record 20 or more strikeouts in a game. That's a phenomenal performance. Congratulations, Jackson Shawm of Oberlin. Also out of the Patriot Athletic Conference, Alex Brill of Firelands. He's one of the area's top players. Alex Brill, early in the year, only 3 games played for Firelands, but he's hitting .700 on the year, 2 doubles, 2 triples, 6 RBIs, and 5 stolen bases. So Alex Brill is certainly putting together an early season performance that certainly looks like he's going to put together an outstanding campaign overall for the Firelands Falcons. And the third young man that I want to mention as far as top 3 performances, Kyler Yusko of Keystone. As I mentioned earlier, Keystone off to a good start, 3-1 on the year. As a pitcher, Kyler Yusko 1-0. He pitched 5 perfect innings in Keystone's win over the Oberlin Phoenix. And yes, Kyler Yusko also swinging the bat very, very well. And just like Alex Brill, a season batting average of just around .700 for Bert Fitzgerald's Keystone Wildcats, and he also has 6 doubles on the year. So Jackson Shawm, Alex Brill, and Kyler Yusko are my top 3 performances on the baseball side.
Awesome. That sounds good.
Yeah.
Sounds like some good starts for some of these guys.
Absolutely. In cold weather especially. It's tough to play and really keep your focus out there in that cold weather.
Absolutely.
Well, we mentioned that we kind of took that idea from the wrestling video. Another part of the wrestling video that we liked was My Favorite Move. If you remember that, Sean would get together with a local wrestler and they would kind of demonstrate a move that they would perform on the mat. So we thought we would transition that to the baseball and softball side. And of course, baseball and softball, pitching is dominant. So we thought it would be interesting to show you folks at home and maybe some of the younger people that are watching how to throw a certain pitch. We're going to call it Get a Grip. So we're going to show you some different grips that pitchers in the area use, and you're going to start things off this week.
Yeah, we're going to alternate it. Obviously, every week it'll be a softball and then a baseball pitcher. We're going to start with softball. And I went out and talked to Amherst Madison Oberg, senior pitcher for the Comets, going Division I NCAA program next year, University of Maryland, Baltimore County. And she showed me her screwball. It's kind of a fun pitch, definitely a pitch that moves all around, definitely keeps batters guessing and on their toes. And, you know, it's kind of a cool pitch, and she shows how she gets it done.
All right, so Get a Grip with Madison Oberg from Amherst, and let's see how she demonstrates the screwball.
Hi, my name is Madison Oberg, and I'm a senior at Amherst High School, and today I want to show you my screwball. So you hold it kind of just like a fastball, except when you want to release it, you act like it's kind of like a doorknob, then you want to screw it out.
Okay. So there you go. You saw, especially from the angle from behind the catcher, you could see that ball definitely moving. It definitely looks kind of like that thread of a screw as it comes in and then kind of makes that high movement down. So she knows what she's doing.
That's why she's a Division I pitcher. So
yes.
This will be a fun segment throughout the Diamond Chat videos. Looking forward to seeing both softball pitchers, and I'll be working with baseball pitchers on the Get a Grip and how you throw certain pitches. All right, we're going to kind of move ahead. We talked about Madison Oberg being a Division I recruit. Well, there's some baseball and softball folks that are playing collegiately already.
Yeah, segment, we're just going to kind of rotate around some of these segments, and this one we're going to do this week's called College Catch-Up. We're going to catch up with some people and We'll let you start it off with baseball. Who's somebody who used to play in Lorain County that's in college now?
Yeah, great player at the high school level for the Brookside Cardinals, and now he's over at Baldwin Wallace. Dudley Taw. I remember Dudley when he played. Just a terrific player for Brookside. He throws left and he bats left. So far this year, hitting .229, 3 doubles, a triple, 5 RBIs in 10 games. He also has 5 stolen bases and 4 runs scored for the Yellow Jackets. Last season, Dudley Taw hit .385, 16 doubles, 14 home runs, and 59 RBIs. That's some production. Second best single season total in Yellow Jackets history. He was a Rawlings All-American second team selection. That really is a fantastic accomplishment. And he's a double major, so he's getting it done in the classroom over at BW as well. Double major in accounting and finance. And he also plays for Wilson Tobbs in the Coastal Collegiate Summer League. They're down in North Carolina. So, boy, Dudley Taw representing Brookside very, very well.
Absolutely. My college catch-up is going to be Anna Edwards. She's an Avon grad. She's at Otterbein. She's a pitcher and a right fielder. She's a senior there at Otterbein. So far this year, she's 4-3 in 9 starts with 3.88 ERA, 17 walks, 39 strikeouts. And at the plate, she's 18 for 55, a .327 batting average with 4 doubles, 8 RBIs, and 4 runs scored. She also has 3 stolen bases. She's been used mostly as a relief pitcher for the first couple years she was at Otterbein, but now she's an everyday pitcher. They've got her, or everyday player. They've got her out in the outfield, and they've got her coming in to pitch as well. This is her 3rd year on the varsity roster, and her major also finance. Maybe her and Dudley can start a an accounting firm or something after they graduate college. So.
Very cool. So very, very well done by both of those athletes as they now perform at the collegiate level. And by the way, this is totally unscripted, but speaking of moving on to the collegiate level, great article you did on Summer Constable in the National Guard and now at Ohio State. That was a fantastic feature in the CT. Job very, very well done by you and by Summer Constable.
Well, and I am a Army veteran, so anytime I see somebody who, has that selfless sacrifice of the military, it's something special to me. So definitely a good story as far as turning kind of her life around, yes. Maybe giving something positive back to the community and to her communities, because she's representing LaGrange, she's representing Columbus down there with Ohio State. So that is good to see that she's kind of doing some big things now as far as that. Like I said, the military thing to me is definitely, I like to see that she's back on track with softball, but military was like the thing that really pulled at my heartstrings.
That was a great article. If you haven't caught up with that article yet, do some research and find it, because Sean did a great job. All right, that's going to do it for this week's edition of Diamond Chat. As far as Sean and I, we've got one more segment to bring you, but look forward to doing this each and every week. And again, a huge thanks to Dr. Karen Kramer in Grafton, and of course to Bruce Bishop and Kristen Bauer for their help. And Sean, thanks to you. Much appreciated. The final segment is going to be In the Dugout. We're going to do a little video with local softball and baseball coaches every week, so you can learn a little bit more about them. And this week, our guest on the In the Dugout segment is Elyria baseball coach Eddie Piazza. It was a little bit frigid in that dugout. You'll see Eddie all bundled up, but hope you'll have an opportunity to enjoy this video with Eddie Piazza. So right now, for Sean Bennett, Tim Elkhorn saying thank you much for watching Diamond Chat, and until next week, so long, everybody.
Now, did you always think you wanted to be a baseball coach?
At first, I was more in love with the football side, and I started coaching out there as a football at Keystone, and then I moved on to the baseball side, and I liked just the mental part of the game and all that. So, and I spent too much time doing the coaching and preparing that it was just taking too much doing both. So. I decided just to stick with the baseball.
From the baseball side, do you have a favorite coaching memory?
I think when we played here, when I was coaching at Berea in the district championship, we hit a 2-run home run against Westlake to win districts here, and that was probably the favorite, my most favorite team also. We had 7 of those kids went on to play in college.
What's the biggest challenge to coaching high school baseball?
Now I think it is, I'm pretty much one of those old school guys, and the discipline thing now is a lot different, what you could do and things like that. There's just a bunch of different rules and changes, so I would say that.
What coach or coaches influenced you?
I would say my father was the biggest, because when we were younger, the preparation he did and knowing the rules and try to get every advantage he could, and started out in the Little League here. That pretty much with our whole family, with my brother coaching, both my brothers coaching, our kids all playing around in the local area. So I definitely was my father.
And what's one or two things about Eddie Piazza that people might be surprised to learn?
How much I think would be how much the family atmosphere I try to create with the teams, and the relationships that I've had with former players and stuff, and just being, you know, invited to their weddings, there for their births of their kids and stuff like that, and the letters you get from them and stuff. So I guess then it would be what my wife would say is the sensitive side of me that I don't think people really know.